Okay, mate. Obviously, the issue here is the fact that it's not just police cars coming in and out, it's people's personal cars. And I'm asking you why you're doing that. And you can't provide a reason.
Well, I'll tell you what. If I waited for them to come out the gate and then got them in a video, then what does it matter?
Well, I'm simply asking why you're recording police vehicles or people's personal vehicles, and you haven't given me
I've told you, for stock footage.
Stock footage for what? Stock footage is just, it's the vaguest reason I've ever heard, so I just want to know.
Stock footage is something that people do. They give it away, they sell it, they put it on their websites, they use it for things like that. So there you go.
So potentially people's personal information that could be used against police officers. So that sounds a bit dubious to me. It sounds a bit moody, doesn't it?
Right. If I was sitting over there, or if I was sitting on that bench over there, and a police car came out, or somebody's personal car came out, for example, and I caught them in the picture that I was taking.
You set up a tripod, mate.
Yeah.
On the corner of the police station.
Well, why are you making assumptions, saying it's not very good?
No, we're fine in a minute. We're just talking. Well, it's not very good, is it?
Why not?
Hang on a second.
I'm perfectly legal to take photos from a public place of anything that I can see with my eyes.
Yeah, but why? I don't understand why you're doing it. You've got no legit...
For stock footage.
Stock footage is not an excuse, mate.
From the very first moment the officer steps in, the situation takes an unusual turn. Simply holding a camera is treated as if it poses a risk, even though PAP is standing in a public area and clearly within his legal rights. There is no sign of any unlawful behavior, yet the approach feels more like suspicion than observation. It immediately raises questions about how ordinary, lawful actions are being interpreted on the spot. ASPP calmly explains that photography from public land is perfectly legal. He reinforces a basic rule that officers are trained to know. This isn't a gray area or a complex legal loophole. It's a well-established right. His response stays measured and grounded, making it clear that he understands the law and is not overstepping any boundaries. The exchange highlights a disconnect between what is lawful and how it's being handled in real time. Instead of addressing this point with clear reasoning, the officer's reply leans more on personal unease than on any actual legal basis. There's no reference to specific legislation. No explanation of a breached rule, only a sense that the activity is unwelcome. That kind of reaction shifts the focus away from law enforcement and toward personal interpretation, which can be problematic in situations like this. This early interaction sets the tone for everything that follows. It suggests a willingness to challenge behavior that is entirely lawful, simply because it doesn't sit comfortably. When authority is used without clear justification, it not only weakens trust, but also brings into question the understanding of the limits that are meant to guide it.
Well, that might not be an excuse to you, but that's...
Right, okay.
That's
but
it.
You're also losing time in details, aren't you?
Why do I need to? Have I done something wrong?
Well, I want to clarify exactly what's going on, mate, and you're not exactly being very forthright.
So now I've just missed that, so now you've just lost me some footage there, so go on, carry on.
Well, what do you want the footage for?
I've told you what I want the footage for, stock footage.
Just say, stock footage. What? Are you making a film? Are you selling that information to organised crime? What are you doing, mate?
Oh, yeah, I'm selling it to organised,
I don't know, I don't, people do.
I'm a Yakuza, aren't I, yeah.
Well, no, but, local gangs you could be selling to. I don't know, and you're saying...
I sound like I'm local.
You're not really explaining yourself anymore.
I don't think I need to explain myself any more than that.
Basically,
I'm in a public place, doing a perfectly legal activity.
For instance, if you were just taking footage of police cars coming and going, I might say that, that seems perfectly legal.
Okay.
But the fact is you've set it up here where people's personal cars are. Well, let's just say hypothetically, you might not be doing this, but this is a scenario that could exist in the world. Okay. You could be setting up a tripod here, filming people in their personal cars. Okay. Getting regs and selling that information to criminals.
Okay.
For one of the words, couldn't you? It's feasible.
Okay. I could be sitting in a car with a dash cam waiting for people to come out and getting all of that as well.
Yeah,
so,
and I'd be asking me the same questions that I'm asking you now. Obviously, I want to know who's potentially doing that, because they're my colleagues, or I could potentially be me.
Okay. Well, me, I'm doing it.
Okay, and you are?
I'm me.
Okay. Well, I could just speak to the sergeant. Don't mind looking silly.
Go on then. Okay. Go and do that and leave me alone.
Now you're filming me, aren't you, mate? And I'm filming you.
I was filming you anyway, for my own protection and yours.
Well, mate, that's filming as well. So you're filming me, filming you. It's like...
I can video and photo anything I want from a public place.
You probably can, mate. I still think
not probably can. I can.
I think it's malicious. I don't care the reasons behind it. I think it's malicious. I'm going to say that.
It's an opinion, isn't it?
Yeah. It's my personal... It's not law. Mate, it's not. My personal opinion is this is malicious. So I'm checking that you're not breaking the law anyway.
Right.
Okay? I'm going to leave it to it, mate.
The situation then shifts as the officer begins pressing PAP to provide personal details, despite having no clear legal basis to require them. What should remain a voluntary exchange starts to feel like an obligation being imposed without proper grounds. Pap's refusal is calm and within his rights, yet the pressure continues, raising concerns about whether the limits of authority are being respected. Rather than presenting a solid legal reason, the officer turns to hypothetical situations to justify his stance. He suggests what-if scenarios, but imagined risks don't create real powers. Speculation alone cannot turn a lawful act into something suspicious. This approach only highlights the absence of any concrete justification behind a request. As the conversation continues, it becomes increasingly clear that the argument lacks substance. Instead of pointing to an actual law or policy, the officer leans on possibilities that may never occur. This reliance on guesswork weakens the position further and draws attention to the gap between authority and assumption. It shows how quickly a situation can drift away from facts when it isn't grounded in clear rules. What makes this even more striking is the context. The exact same activity, standing in public and taking photographs, would likely go unnoticed almost anywhere else. The reaction seems tied not to the act itself, but to the presence of police vehicles near their own station. That shift in attitude suggests the issue isn't legality, but sensitivity, which complicates how authority is being applied in the moment.
What are you doing?
For the 8th time, I'm getting stock footage.
Okay,
of police cars.
Right, brilliant.
Do you mind?
Yeah, I do. Because you're getting personal plates of police officers and police vehicles, and we think that's suspicious, to be honest.
You think it's suspicious taking photograph or video?
Can I ask who you are, please, sir?
You can ask.
Who are you?
I love you really fucked up to me.
Are you refusing your details?
I'm politely declining to give my details.
Okay, if you're not doing anything suspicious, sir,
Why are you doing that? Why are you trying to hide your
personally want to
face?
be
That's being suspicious.
It's not being suspicious.
Well, of course it is. You're trying to hide your identity.
We've been
I'm being polite with you, sir.
Okay, what's your number, please, sir?
5580.
Okay, and what's your number, please?
659.
Okay.
So it just allows us to check out you. If we
can't do that.
We can obtain
Haven't done
anything.
anything.
You're obstructing me, and you just touched my camera. You just knocked into my camera.
No, you moved it forward into me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
At one point, the officer even calls into a sergeant to ask whether he can require Pap's details. That move alone raises doubts about how well he understands his own authority. If there were clear and lawful grounds, there would be no need to pause the interaction and seek guidance in the middle of it. It gives the impression of uncertainty rather than confidence in applying the rules correctly to PAP, then brings up guidance from the Association of Chief Police Officers, which has consistently supported the public's right to take photographs in open spaces, including near police premises. This is not obscure or hidden guidance. It's widely known and often referenced in similar situations. Despite this, the officer chooses not to engage with the point at all, effectively dismissing information that directly relates to the issue at hand. The exchange becomes even more revealing when the officer openly admits that he simply believes the behavior might be malicious. Crucially, he also acknowledges that this belief is not grounded in any specific law. At that moment, the reasoning shifts away from objective standards and into personal opinion, which carries no real authority in a legal context. It underlines the difference between suspicion based on facts and assumptions based on feeling. With no legal footing left to rely on, the interaction gradually loses momentum. There are no further demands, no enforcement action, and no escalation. Instead, it ends quietly, with the officer stepping away, leaving behind a situation that highlights the importance of clear knowledge, proper justification, and staying within the boundaries of established powers.
I've had a number of complaints saying you're recording personal vehicles and police vehicles, and in the heightened state of terrorism that we've got at the moment, we don't know if you're doing hostile reconnaissance on our vehicles. Okay.
Do you have reason to believe that I'm doing hostile reconnaissance?
In this day and age, yes, sir.
So you have reason to believe right now. You have reasonable suspicion.
Under the Terrorism Act, I don't need to believe.
Okay. Hold on a minute. Reasonable suspicion.
I don't need reasonable suspicion under the terrorism activities.
Which one?
Section 44 of the Terrorism Act.
44, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, you know what you're talking about.
Yes, I do.
I hope you do. Section 44, well, you can go away then, because Section 44 doesn't exist anymore.
It does, actually.
It doesn't, actually.
It does.
No, it doesn't. 44 does not exist anymore. What's the number, please, sir?
Can I just speak to you for 2 seconds?
You know, have a look.
6621. Do you mind?
Do you mind? We don't want to be filmed by you.
This is for my safety and for yours.
Well, our cameras are on.
Yeah.
You're the one coming to the police station, so why are you?
What do you mean I'm
not
not
safe?
coming to a police station? I'm standing on. Where am I?
Right, okay.
What's this? Public or private?
All right.
When the next officer arrives and immediately directs a flashlight straight into the camera lens, the tone of the encounter changes noticeably. What began as a discussion now shifts into clear interference. Using equipment in that way doesn't help clarify the situation or improve safety. It actively disrupts a lawful recording. It suggests an effort to prevent documentation rather than address any real concern. Almost instantly, the activity is labeled as suspicious, but that label isn't backed by any observable wrongdoing. Suspicion, to carry weight, needs to be based on clear behavior that points toward an actual issue. Here, it appears to stem more from discomfort than from evidence. This kind of reaction risks blurring the line between genuine policing and personal interpretation. The situation intensifies when the officers begin pressing for personal details again, without presenting any legal basis for doing so. Turning a lawful act into a demand for identification suggests they are looking for control over the situation rather than responding to a defined problem. It creates the impression that authority is being stretched to find leverage, rather than applied within its proper limits. They go on to reference complaints about recording both personal and police vehicles, tying it to broader security concerns. While mentioning a heightened awareness around threats may sound serious, it still doesn't replace the need for clear, lawful grounds. Raising the idea of hostile reconnaissance, without supporting evidence, shifts the focus toward speculation, leaving the justification resting more on possibility than on fact.